So I've now gone over and cleaned up and sanded the glue points for the bottom wing attachment. Now, one thing I actually goofed up and did not do, and this is a prime example of why you should always double check the instructions. I forgot to add the nose weight that you can see right there. Fortunately, I was able to get through this opening here, but again, this is a prime example of pay attention to the instruction. Now, this kit was nice as it included a weight, but some kits will not. Some kits will tip, if the instructions are good, will tell you add a certain amount of weight to the nose, and even better is case will be if they actually include a weight for you to use. But you basically just need to use super glue to put it in and make sure it stays where it's supposed to. Some kits it will conform to the shape of the fuselage, so you can just basically drop it in, close the fuselage up, and that's all you need to do. So anyway, now let's add the upper surfaces. Now I already test fitted it, so fortunately it will be fairly straightforward. Again, much like adding the bottom surface, you're gonna basically just run the glue along the edge. Now, one thing you do want to be careful about is the amount of glue you add to areas of the wing, such as here on the wingtip. As if you're not careful and add too much, it's possible that portions of the wing can warp and get glued down, as I've had that happen before. And believe me when I say that, it's not a good day if that happens to you. Okay, just set that down. Now, again, you're going to do the same thing on the upper surface. Again, you just don't be afraid to use it. Keep getting fresh glue from your glue source, as you will need to frequently refresh it. Make sure you have some. Just about done. Alright. Now let's just a matter of dropping it on and then just doing final alignment, making sure everything. Now for this, it's best to use clothespins, as they'll provide enough clamping force to make sure the wing gets settled down all the way, and at the same time make sure it does not move. And don't be afraid to use a lot of them. And also, if it does not seem like it wants to hold, just run a little more, another bead of glue into the crevice. And it's better to make sure at this point that it gets. And also, if after you've let it dry, it's still, oops, be careful of that, it still hasn't fully clamped, glued down, just repeat the process and sure, okay, and now it's just a matter of letting that dry. So pick that up in a little bit. So I've gone ahead and attached the other upper wing surface and clean everything up. So now it's time to attach the inlets. Now, when I was dry fitting these, I discovered that the fit is not that great. And you see here in these areas, it's not the best. So hopefully the gluing process will solve this problem. If not, we're going to have to do a little filling. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this one. Now, you want to be careful of this area, since that area is going to be shown the finished kit. So we mainly just want to glue these areas, and the upper part, since the engine shroud attachment goes there, we're not going to glue it this time. Okay, got that. Now just gotta get this doing alright for time. You also want to be careful at this point, as don't want to assume that anything is stable. Always assume that something could and will break. Okay. Okay. Yeah, doesn't look like the glue is going to do anything for some of these edgings, so fortunately once this glues up, we're going to have to come back and fill those. And since it looks like we're just got a few minutes left, now I'll also off camera will add on the same for the other side, and I'll clean the joints up in preparation for filling. So I make sure I get all points. Alright, so that looks good. Now I'm just gonna let this sit and dry and come back in the next video and we will do some filling.